Alright, ladies and gentlemen, we'll touch that scoreboard up in just a second. But here we are, Game 2 in the quarterfinals of this best of 3 for the Zotac, sorry, not Zotac, whoa, pardon me, for the Go4StarCraft Monday Cup. Dear ESL, I am seriously sorry. Spawning here in the lower left corner of the map, playing for Alien Invasion. It is Revenge!
And his opponent, yet again, playing for Team Dignitas. It's our green Zerg, Tefel.
And of course, he does have a nice little +1 next to his name, which I'll add here in just a moment. Oops, wrong player. Ugh. Awkward. Let me swap that around. But yeah, so a very nice counterattack. I gotta say, Tefel with some great decision making and some great reaction times to that Game 1. We'll see if he can replicate the results here for Game 2 on Neoplanet S. Now, of course, Neoplanet S, as you know, as I know, as everyone knows, not the most fun place for Zerg. There's a lot of open engaged spots, but there's only 2 ways you can get through the map.
Yeah, and that's of course creating some possibilities if you want to attack it. If the Terran can scout it, he can get easily in position and catch the attack up.
Well, I feel a big part of why Mutiling Bane is popular on this map, especially, is because of that 2 pathway. Like, you need that 3rd attack path, and if you get it through air, by all means, go for it.
And it looks like Revenge is just going to switch it up and going Reaper this game.
I would almost like for him to 2 ranks. He's got a really peculiar positioning on that barracks.
It's just so the Reaper gets out a little bit faster. I mean, that little bit of extra space he doesn't have to cover. It looks a bit like that.
Most likely, I guess, yeah. But it's not always worth it, though. You sacrifice the open space here. That's what I was saying. I would love for it to have been a 2 ranks, but looks like it's just going to be, yeah, like you said, closer Reaper. SCV will go to expand afterwards, and I guess he can always move the barracks back if he needs to. Like, this is the game, the one time in the universe where a 10 pool might have actually worked pretty nicely.
Well, 10 pooling, it's a bit of a gamble, but it's always 2-raxing, so.
Well, if you 2-rax from home, it becomes more like a 3-gate, where it's a lot of pressure and less of an all-in.
Yeah.
But okay, wait for that command center to go down, just wait for the minerals. Meanwhile, Reaper going to come across the field and find that, yes, it's just going to be a very standard opening. No gas. Oh, no. No gas coming out of Tefel. He is going to play this gasless. And while you can sort of poke away with the Queen, actually, this is pretty funny, because it's like, you know, if he had done an early pool, he could have walked past the wall that doesn't exist, and if Revenge had done more than 1 Reaper, which he is now, but if he had gotten more Reapers earlier, like a 2nd rack's worth of Reapers, he could have actually just run over Tefel with no gas on the field. You can't. Yeah. I mean, this is risky. This is just as risky as an early pool, playing gasless versus Reapers.
That's correct. But the Queens will help with the defense. The 2nd Queen is about to pop out, but might just get a drone though.
He's still not making lings either, which really perplexes me here, because the Reapers can take on Queens. When there's 2 of them, actually 3 is the best perfect number, but when there's 2 Reapers, you can pick away at a Queen. It's not going to be quick, but the combat drugs, as we see here, they heal very quickly.
Yeah, indeed, and we have the factory and the reactor on the barracks after this. So we're gonna most likely see Hellions followed up. Reaper Hellion, very potent combination.
Oh, absolutely. Now Queens are going to poke away here. Reaper's getting in, getting out. Tefel making this gasless style work for him. Now, the reason I was going oh no is because it is a risk, but as we see here, he's actually holding it quite nicely. Making those extra Queens, he'll have 4 in the field, 2 to spread creep, 2 for larva, but also 4 to defend.
Yeah, it looks very, very solid so far from Tefel. He is mining gas now. He will have gas enough for his speed soon, but looks pretty fine for now. But is he gonna wall off with buildings? That's my big question, because it is such a standard opener, the 2 Reapers and then going to Hellions.
Yeah, 6 Hellions tends to be the follow-up. I mean, you have to expect this coming. Now, with how many Queens he has on the field, he may not need to wall off, but the big scary thing is these Queens, they're already so low that while they won't die right now, the Hellions will help finish them off. And it looks like he will, in fact, go for that wall off.
Yeah,
really
the safe option.
Choice.
Yeah, the safe option. And perhaps we will see an Evolution Chamber being dropped down as well.
And he sneaks out the 3rd. The Reapers are so busy with the Queens, they did not get to see that. So the 3rd base will start going down. Hatchery not being delayed in the slightest, but Hellions going to go right past these Queens. Same with the Reapers. Drones already being pulled, but do you pull drones into Hellions? No, you don't! Oh my goodness!
That was close. He could have gotten a huge shot off on those drones.
Oh, and I forgot to do first blood. My apologies, guys, but These drones are kind of panicking right now. There's 4 queens to bully this out, but the natural base is left open and undefended. 2 Hellions getting here into the natural. Gonna be very enjoyably pleased to find nothing really defending with 2 Lings.
Everything is dying in the main base though, like the 2 Hellions will be annoying.
But look how much lost mining time on top of physical worker kills at this point. I mean, okay, it's only 4 workers killed, I thought it was way more, but still, we had no mining in the main, we had no mining in the natural for almost 20 seconds each. That really hurts the economy of Tefel.
Yeah.
And he's even getting a couple more kills with this Reaper. I mean, it should have been shut down.
Yeah, that Reaper being a pretty annoying. 2 kills. Can he get a third? He will. Oh, nice one.
Barely making that Spore Crawler. Very nicely done. But okay, that's the end of Revenge. I mean, that's the end of his poke. Sorry, not the end of Revenge. He's still in this game.
Yeah, but I mean, 4 Hellions, 2 Reapers for 6 drones. Worthy trade?
If Tefel didn't pull all his workers and continued to mine through that, not worthwhile. But he pulled all of his workers, not just off minerals, but off of gas in the main and in the natural too. I mean, you can't afford to do that.
Well, don't forget he managed to sneak out and make that third as well, so he's gonna be saturated right now.
By no means am I saying, by the way, Tefel is behind, but it hurts.
No.
The trade, while it might not have been economically savvy...
It could have been further ahead.
Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah. Now, what am I going to come here into the third? There is no detection. The Roach should be able to snipe this before it burrows, though.
But come on, Roach.
Oh,
no.
2 health remaining, and he goes for the Roach instead of the drone. A little unfortunate. But of course, that will force an Overseer very early on, which will be really good for Tefel, actually, as he continues towards the mid game, because so often I feel as Zerg players, they run into the bio-mine composition without Overseers. They kind of find themselves just flustered.
Yeah, the Overseer in the main of Revenge now checked everything out, saw what's going on, and this time Revenge is going to make a couple of tanks. He doesn't want to risk the same as last game.
Well, Neoplanet S has some perfect ledges for tanks too, let's not forget. You put them at the top here and they can reach everything outside the natural, and most of what's going towards the third. So I mean, a siege tank, huge on this map. But quite frankly, Nova, I don't expect to see more than 2.
No, 2, 3 is enough. You don't really need to overcommit too much more on tanks, just for defensive purposes. They help out.
Oh, Tefel actually, I want to point out, doesn't have his upgrades going just yet. We've got 1-1 that's already halfway finished here for Revenge, but the armor actually severely delayed here for Tefel, and Hydra didn't come out now too. If he's going to go for a Roach Hydra composition with Vipers, this is going to work out really nicely for him. But
it's like that, yeah.
But that only works for so long. I mean, you throw it on the blinding clouds, the bio just stims out of it, but it creates a zone. It's almost like a force field, really, where you zone off small portions of the map, allowing your force to move in and take a decisive advantage. But Tefel gonna get caught in the siege fire, gotta try and move up into the third, just go straight for the SCVs.
I don't know about this though.
He's trapped. Well, he can knock down the supply depots and get out if he wants to, I think.
Yeah, I think he will.
I mean, it's only supply depots, they don't have a lot of health. Canceling 1, catching 4 more SCVs as well.
Yeah, but now catching these depots as well. Will it supply block? Revenge? It doesn't look like it, no. But still an annoyance.
No, it's not fun losing 4 depots like that, but the wall was there to keep... It's ironic, keep Tefel out, but instead Tefel broke out with that wall, so... Coming back home, now this is where it gets a little worrisome. Roaches this early in the game, they're great, but supply-wise, they're very inefficient. Once he starts adding Hydralisks to this army, he's going to want to start losing Roaches and incorporating the other units, but for the time being, these are just that sort of tanky, massive amount of, like, Roaches that are here to soak those hits.
Yeah. And... we see Tefel not really trying to take a third, a fourth even or something. Oh, actually he wants to take a fourth, but drone just gets shut down at the, by the Widowmine burrow there.
Nice positioning. This is payback for all the times he's ever been creep dropped or had a link burrowed at his own third. Like.
And we have the infestation pit on the way as well. I think it's just to go to Hive. I'm not really expecting any Swarmos. Perhaps Infestor.
This is actually really unfortunate. The SCV scouted his whole army, and what the hell? The SCV gets out alive? Are you kidding me? What just happened? That SCV is just absolutely pissing his pants, Nova. Like, now pushing up here, despite the supply depot wall, there's only a tank, and there's just so many Roaches and Hydras in this. Tefel's going to try and brute force in. Second tank now in position, third tank at the bottom of the ramp. Tefel, though, has just so many units. Going for that brute force approach, going to take down the other tank, forces a liftoff even. Hydra's now going to work on the command center.
Yeah, Revenge is supply blocked, and that's the big deal. He can't even force. Now he's freed from that, but can he really take on this Roach Hydra?
Tefl's
Great.
actually shut out from reinforcing from the low ground, but he is taking control of this third base location dominantly. Chases everything off, going to clean up the refineries, the depots even.
Yeah, while the aggression halts here, there's a drop going on at the third of Revenge.
But there's 2 Queens and Hydras here. He's going to pick off the medevac. Three Marauders get out. A nice transfuse saves the Queen.
Oh, but he might have enough bio to take this army on harder Hyras.
Yeah, Revenge just needs to push in here. There we go. Unfortunately, Tefel going to lose these Hydras. Very expensive units, of course, but he is remaking the back of him. Hive is nearing completion, and Nova, we're going to see some Vipers very shortly.
Yeah, and Tefel making all the correct decisions here. 2-2 about to finish up. Well, +2 weapons, let's say. He's about to finish up, and that's just gonna help this army even more.
Not to mention, look at this sick creep spread on the map. This is crazy. We have Revenge now trying to clean it up, but Tefel going to come in from behind. That's the advantage of this creep. It gives him that vision, and Revenge has no idea that this is... Oh my god, slow Lings. He never researched Ling's speed because of how...
It just got started.
Oh my god. What a oversight here out of Tefel. This really limits on what he can do for reinforcements because everyone knows in the late game you want to be able to just flood Lings when you lose your army, when you need to replace your army. You just make 500 Lings and go. But he can't do that right now. This actually kind of sucks for Tefel.
Yeah, quite an annoyance, but yeah, stuff like that just happens, but little mistakes.
Yeah, Terrans will
It delays
forget
his
combat
push,
shields. Zerg forgets speed. Every Colossus forgets its thermal lance. I mean, there's that one upgrade for each race that people forget.
Yeah, well, Templar with Storm. Oh.
Well, that's not really a forget thing, though. I mean, I've never seen someone go for Templar without the attention of Archons and forget Storm, but I've seen so many times people make Colossus and forget that thermal lance.
Oh, and
Will this drop be scouted? Oh,
I think it has.
It must have been, yeah.
Scouted. And
He
the
is
speed is
responding.
about to kick in. The Lynx will arrive just in time, but the Hydra already in position. Drop gonna get chased away.
But going to the main here, there's actually not a lot here just quite yet. This drop needs to start unloading. It's got 30 health on it. Medevac gonna just sit in the top right corner, but a Viper will abduct. Oh, never mind, it gets shut down anyways.
Yeah, and the Viper's now getting that energy from the buildings to use their abilities. And yeah, with the Vipers in here, I think you can just easily break through these tanks. It's only 3 tanks though, but I think
Well,
Revenge does want to push.
In this situation, Blinding Cloud I don't think would be the go-to choice. You gotta abduct those tanks if you can do it. There are no Vikings on the field. That is the biggest threat to Vipers.
I don't know if Revenge wants to push into
No,
this.
he doesn't. He's gonna get demolished. He's actually getting chased back really quickly. Medevacs are falling to these Hydras. Tank trying to
so
siege
many
up,
medevacs
but
fell.
most
Yeah,
of
but
the
the Hydra DPS, so it's too high for his bio currently.
Yeah, the problem is, for those who don't know, like, there is no unit counter to Hydras, really. You can consider Hellions, I guess, but you need units to overwhelm Hydras, and right now Revenge is not taking that. He's down 2-to-1 in supply, abducting tanks into the Hydras, Vipers doing what they do best, and now it's just Hydras with very few Roaches. They're going to absolutely shut down this third base.
Yeah, and will he use some Blinding Clouds?
He's actually being distracted. I'm a little shocked. I would love for him to just focus on that third, but he's going to zone out while leaving a couple Hydras and Roaches behind. Not a bad choice. Revenge, though, I'm a little flabbergasted. I would never have expected him to go down 2-0 against Tefel, but Tefel, as I said, is a good player. It's not unexpected, but I personally did not expect it.
Yeah, maybe a 2-1, but definitely not a 2-0.
Yeah.
But yeah, it looks like Revenge is just trying to hold on for dear life, and man, I think it's just too much stuff from Zerg. Too much Zerg.
It really is. The production right now is actually not where it needs to be for Revenge. He's pumping out Marines and Marauders to deal with these Hydras, but Hydras are the anti-barracks unit. They're the anti-gateway unit. Hydralisks are kind of just like, screw you, Tier 1. But good game is called.